My girlfriend 21F lied straight to my face 26M about what she did and where she went last night. Firstly, my girlfriend and I have been together for almost a year, coming up in a few weeks. We've had arguments in the past, but nothing to this degree. Last night, she went out to the bar with some friends and told me she was leaving soon, 12 a.m. I woke up for work at 6 a.m., and she is still near the bars. I called to see if she was all right, and she proceeds to tell me everything is fine. She is with some friends. She then gets dropped off to her car and turns off location sharing. I then call and ask if she made it to her brother's house, where she claims she did, and he was sleeping. Come to find out, she was never at her brother's house and went to a friend's house instead. She also went to a house party that night, which is why she was out until 6 a.m. She then calls me at 2 p.m. and is apologizing for lying without me even having to bring it up. Is this something to end the relationship for? Some advice would be welcome. Once the lying begins, you must take a step back from serious relationship territory. Casual is fine, but don't get emotionally involved any further. Hopefully you're not living together yet. If you are, it's way too soon, and part of the reason she's acting shady. I appreciate everyone's advice. Tomorrow I'm going to end it in person respectfully. Opie, end it. The lying was bad, and the reason given for the lie is even worse. She cannot be trusted. Stop it right there. I would be out of there so fast her head would spin. A whole night of lying and red flag behavior? Absolutely not. If you're looking for a serious relationship, always ask yourself, is this the behavior you want to put up with for the next 50 years? If she did it once, she could and probably will do it again and again until you cut her off. Find someone who don't lie to you and gives you reason to trust them. She set it up to lie to you and disregard your feelings. Cheating or not, the trust is gone imo. And I'd block her and move on. She went through the trouble to turn off location. Come on man, wake up, that's intent. Sounds like she's out acting single. Get tested. Do I, 38 female, need to divorce my husband, 38 male? Because of his BFF cousin? Dear all, too long did not read. My husband and his mean cousin are so close, it's hurting our marriage. Is divorce inevitable? I, 38 female, have been with my husband, 38 male, for a decade and we have 2 children, 2 and 6M. When I met my husband, he was extremely close to his cousin, 38 female, who is also his best friend. During the early days of the relationship, I initially even backed off because of this, since I felt with them being so close, there's no space for me in his life. I also felt that he is a bit of a surrogate partner to her. But he was so kind and living and a great boyfriend. We started spending pretty much all our time together, and he started spending less time with her. She was not happy to say the least and acted coldly and standoffish towards me. I figured as time went by that she'd warm up to me, but that never happened. But for completely unrelated reasons, the relationship between her and my husband became very distant. They had a bit of a falling out, and then she left the country for over a year. She also started dating someone and has been in this same-sex relationship for several years now. Hence, leading up to my and my husband's wedding, she was barely in the picture and more of a distant friend. I got married under the assumption that they had grown apart, and she's happy with her GF. About 2 years ago, she returned, and since then, they have become very close again, to the extent that I feel it is harming our marriage. He would often go out with her and travel with her, while I stayed with the children. I began feeling unhappy and excluded, but kept quiet initially. I know, I shouldn't have and regret that thoroughly. The thing is that she was always mean to me and would constantly make backhanded comments. A while ago, my husband and I were going through several severe crises at once. We had a death in the family, as well as multiple life-threatening illnesses in our immediate family, and almost lost one of our children. This was one of the worst and most traumatizing periods of my life. It was right in the middle of this time that she thought it was a good idea to insult me in front of others. I usually know how to defend myself, but at the time I was so fragile due to everything going on that I did not have the mental energy to clap back. Essentially, she kicked me when she knew I was already down, and I have utmost disdain for people like that. So I told my husband that I no longer wanted her around, and he had to make a choice. He said that he loved me, but that they had been friends since childhood, and he was unwilling to cut her off because they've been friends for decades. My husband and I even separated temporarily because of this. He really wants to work things out between us and find a solution, but has made it clear that she will always be a part of his life. We are in couples counseling, but I find that rather useless. I have been depressed ever since, because I feel like I am between a rock and a hard place. I luckily have my own income and could afford to buy my own apartment and have a great life with my 2 kids. Yet I fear divorce would be hard on them, and being divorced co-parents would make things harder. Yet staying with him, even though he tries to be a good partner, would mean I would have to accept that he essentially chose someone else over me. He insists that I am more important to him than her. He has spoken to her and told her that she will be in a lot of trouble if she is ever mean to me again, but he won't cut her off for the things that have happened in the past. He feels I am overly sensitive. I feel that I've had enough of this person who has essentially been mean to me for almost a decade. He feels I am blackmailing him with my ultimatum, and he is completely refusing to budge. I have gotten to the point where this is affecting my children, and I only want the best for them. If you have any advice, I would be extremely grateful. You are not considering leaving because of his cousin. You are considering leaving because your husband is an inconsiderate ass who is incapable of prioritizing you and his children when his cousin is around. It is a husband problem, not a cousin problem. And him calling you too sensitive and couples counseling not being effective? He has made his choice. He is just annoyed that you refuse to accommodate him by being a compliant wife, while he chooses someone else over you and your children. And divorce is not bad for kids when it means removing from a dysfunctional relationship. They know dad chooses other people over them, and you don't want to model this relationship to them for them to repeat. Children would rather be from a broken home than live in one. He chose. He needs to live with that choice. You didn't give him an ultimatum, he failed you. Your husband is 38 years old with 2 children. He may have known her since childhood, but he did not make vows with her. He made vows to you. By choose her, it isn't just choosing her over you, it's choosing someone that is mean to the mother of his children. It is choosing to prioritize a cousin over a wife and children. He wants to do whatever he wants without consequences. You are already in different places. How different will divorce really be? Find someone who chooses you, who chooses your children. Bet as soon as you start dating again and he sees you happy, he will want to change. Find your peace. Find your happiness. Your children come second to no one. Let him keep her. Take your children and go. Co-parenting is better than the kids seeing a miserable mother every day. They deserve better. You deserve better. He has told you that his relationship with his cousin trumps your marriage. What else do you need to hear? My M25 girlfriend, 23F, slept with another woman. I don't know what to do. I've been with my girlfriend now for 4 years. When things were first casual, she slept with one of her female friends. I didn't care, thought it was hot, but not long ago she asked for space as she needed to figure out her sexuality. Now we didn't speak for 4 days at the time, and she started messaging me a lot saying she was ready to be with me, etc. So I went to see her, we hooked up, and things went back to normal pretty quickly. Fast forward 3 weeks, and she messaged me saying 2 days after our space she hooked up with another girl, regretted it and apologized, and said it would never happen again. NGL, what to do? I removed her from everything and haven't spoke to her, but I can't help but feel if she slept with a man I'd feel a lot worse about it. But still makes me feel a bit sick. Looking for advice. It's still cheating if the other person was a woman. The message is clear. She is not sure about you. Dump her. I'm not sure why man can't seem to grasp that a woman sleeping with another woman is still cheating. It's the same way you guys can never accept that women are lesbians when they tell you at bars. You're being cheated on. Leave her. She's a time bomb. Sooner or later that kid you would be expecting, may or may not be yours, is what you will end up thinking for 8 to 10 months straight. I will never understand the thought process of straight men not taking their women sleeping with another woman without their knowledge as seriously as if it were another man. If anything, another woman is a bigger threat than another man because they can connect on a deeper level. She cheated. Full stop. She has every right to explore her sexuality, but she needed to have either broken up with you or told you before sleeping with someone if you were cool with it. For me personally, that would be a relationship ender for sure. Why is it different if she cheated with a man? Is it because you respect men more? Some possessive male archaic ideas about sex? Like, cheating is cheating. The trash men in these comments commenting. Threesome. Should keep that energy when their wives are getting railroaded by men bigger than them. Anyway, regardless of gender, this was cheating. Deal with it how you deal with the news that she slept with a man. I'm 31F pregnant. My boyfriend, 28M, is texting old hookups. What are my options? I feel so goddamn awful and tragic writing this, but here it is. I'm in first trimester and been feeling generally not great mentally since I've had to go off medication. I'm super excited for the baby, however, just blah hormones and intense morning sickness. Meanwhile, I did the awful thing and read my boyfriend of 2 years' messages that I've been cheated on before, and we have access to each other's phones. I don't know what led me to snoop for the first time. I've trusted him till now. I was feeling a bit woe is me, I guess, and just did it impulsively. There was no overt cheating, but plenty of flirting. An ex-hookup of his sending him a picture of our dress, him saying how sexy he found it, and a few other of the same vibe. These girls do not know I exist, as I'm not on social media. I'm devastated. Now I am so lost as to what to do. Feels so awful he is behaving like such a child while we're building our family. I guess he's only human and enjoys attention. Am I going to break up our family for a sexy dress text? On the other hand, I just dread the future and feel so guilty for not choosing a better father for my child. He's sleeping beside me peacefully while I'm feeling sick, on top of morning sickness. What are my options? Any wisdom appreciated. Honestly, if it was me, I would abort and dump him. I wouldn't want to be stuck with a cheater. This is definitely cheating. Your boyfriend is not acting like a committed partner or father. At a minimum, he's acting disrespectfully to you and your relationship. At worst, he's cheating or working up to cheating. You really have two choices since you want to keep the baby. Stay with him knowing this is who he is and how he'll act and accept probable infidelity. Or leave and co-parent. Really only you can decide what's best for you. Abort and dump. Options. 1. Stay with a man who has no respect for you or his baby. 2. Stay and have an abortion. 3. Stay and give the baby up for adoption. 23. Leave and have the baby. 4. Leave and get an abortion. 5. Leave and give the baby up for adoption. It seems like a terrible thing for a child to be raised in a dysfunctional family. What the fuck? Triangular flag, 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 run.